Hey guys, Iggy Pop here. Let's go to the stars, baby. We're going to look at Jack Knight Starman, James Robinson run. Oh yeah. Oh, come on, let's bang this out. A lot of stuff to talk about. So let's not waste time. Class is in session. Yes. I mean, let's get through this because I'm sitting on so many comics. I mean, I even went to Harvey's again. I'm so wild about Harvey, and Harvey's wild about me. I'm so wild about I went to Harvey's. I got all sorts of stuff at Second Alarm Comics, and everyone was like, you know, the whole. I got a lot of comics to show you, but I promise you, Starman, the James Robinson run, everyone is in this whole series. There's like, I mean, we're talking like Adam Strange right here. Adam Strange is in it. Elongated Man, who's working on that case for me to see who brought me that package. Ralph Digby, he's a great detective. Elongated Man. There's Black Condor. There's Captain Marvel, the whole Marvel family. There's the New Gods. We're talking Scalp Hunter from Weird Western Tales. Oh, I mean, we're talking Grundy. We're talking JSA, Justice League. The Legionnaires are in this series. Space Cabbie. Space Ranger. I'm talking Tommy Tomorrow. I mean, who? The guy went way out of his way. I mean, we're talking Red Bee. Who heard of Red Bee? I have. And now you are. Let's get started. You gotta start. Let's get it started in here. All right, we're talking. This is the Starman Omnibus. All right, this is what we're talking about. All right, yeah. But yeah, once we get through with this, guys, I swear to God, we're going back to old Higgy. Yeah. You know, does anyone remember laughter? We'll get right back in it. But you're gonna love this. A little Led Zeppelin humor. Does anyone remember? I'm a Who guy. I love the Who. That's my band. You know, I mean, you can't see him. I saw them in concert many times. You know, that's enough with the concerts. These guys are like a million. Guys like Roger Daltrey's like 83 years old or something. I mean, he's on their I Lost My Medication tour. I mean, enough. So this is the Omnibus. It's fantastic. This goes through like issues 1 through 16 or something, or I don't know. But I also got, this is how I got back in the comics. I was reading a lot of trades and stuff. This is a Starman Omnibus. All right, here's another one. I mean, a trade. These are trades. But if you want to get the full frontal attack on the lobe of Starman, Jack Knight, you got to get into the comics, baby. You got to. I mean, Jack Knight, he's like a reluctant hero. He's doing it because it's a legacy hero. His father, Ted Knight, is old, right? So but Jack Knight, he's got his own hobbies. I mean, he's got his own life. He's a junk man. He's like us. He's a collector. He collects old things. And that's what he's interested in. But he has a brother, David, who wanted to be a Starman. So his brother David takes up the helm. And his brother David, his first night out, gets shot by a sniper and is dead. And here's Jack. You know, so he's like a placeholder in the Starman legacy, but he does a great job, and he takes it with a lot of pride. But he's not like Batman waiting for a signal to come up in the night sky, but he does what he has to do, and it's so good. James Robinson put his heart and soul into this series, and it starts off with in the beginning of tomorrow. This is the Tomorrow series of DC. This is where you're gonna see the villain character that was in DC forever, Shade. He is a big part of this series, and also they're all from Opal City. Opal City is great. It's almost like Gotham, but it's different in a way. I mean, there's the new, the old, and there's a lot of mysticism in Opal City, and they have a legacy of cops in Opal City called the O'Dares, all right? And Ted Knight, the original Starman, made the Cosmic Rod. Super powerful weapon. And Tony Harris does all the art, and he's great. This is Opal City. And of course there's Hawkman, because he has to be everywhere. And he's my man. Hawkman, you're the best! And this is... They show David, his first night out in the costume, and boom, he gets shot. Alright? Now, the arch-villain of Ted Knight, Starman, is a character called the Mist. He's a very old legacy villain. There's David, laying in a puddle. And his father gets the call. Then it goes through the whole relationship between the sons and the father. And here's Jack Knight in his antique store, right? And it's like, so we can relate, because like I'm into comic books. My whole world is collecting old comic books and comics and reading comics. And what if like your father was like, all right, I need you to take over the mechanic garage when I be a mechanic. I'm like, I don't want to be a mechanic, but that's what it's like. But Jack does it because he's got integrity. All right. So this is what we're dealing with. Now, not only do they shoot David, but they blow up Ted Knight's observatory. All right, and they're trying to kill Jack, and Jack escapes. And this is the Mist. He's old, decrepit. He's like, "Arr!" He's like Methuselah. All right. Starman issue number 1. Tony Harris does all the art. And look, I drew a picture of Starman. This is on my comic box. I have 2 boxes full of Starman. Issue number 2. So Jack Knight, he's like, I'm not putting on the red tights and the green hoodie. He goes in his antique shop. He gets a pair of goggles. He gets an old leather trench coat, and he has a sheriff's badge that he wears. And he starts teaching himself how to use the cosmic rod. That is the Shade. The Shade's actually a really good guy. He's been in Opal City since the beginning. He's like always alive, and he narrates and he documents all that goes on in Opal City. I got 2 copies of 2. Issue number 3. All right, and we're gonna go look. We're gonna look at all 7 Starmen, and every Starman is in this run. All right, McCall Thomas, who's an alien. He's an alien that came down to Earth. He came down to Earth from an alien world, and he was supposed to start attacking all of Earth's defenses and soften Earth up so his people can attack. But he turned out he liked it here, right? And so during this story, issue number 3, there's a circus in town in Opal City that's evil, and it has possessed. It's very good. You got to read it. And he goes into the circus. He finds Mikhail chained up in one of the freaks' tents, and he frees him. Mikhail has a diamond, a gem in his chest that gives him the star powers. On Earth right now, he's weak. He does not have any star powers. So he makes friends, and Jack takes him back to Ted's house, and they start living together. Issue number 4. Look, he's like, hey, how you doing? He's got his combat boots on. I'm gonna kick your teeth in. Oh, so I'm alone again. Me and Hawk Dog. Bye, Hawk Woman. Bye. I'm just your husband. I mean, we just had an anniversary. Nothing. Whatever. Yeah, bye. No, her and my daughter went out. They went on a little mother-daughter vacation. Good for you. Me and Hawk Dog. So, issue number 5. There's times in this when, now that his brother David is dead, he has he astral travels somehow. He has there's some issues in this run where he talks to David in his dreams, and it's very emotional. It's very great. Here's issue number 6. These covers are fantastic. There's the Shade. Yeah, 19 years married. Oh, my wife is the luckiest. I don't know. It's just, I got some tips if you want tips. Did you ever tell your wife just to shut up? That works. I can tell her anything, but if I say, shut up, she's like, ah! She comes at me with a knife. So Jack Knight, as far as heroism and stuff, he's very heroic. He does have some karate martial arts background, so he knows how to help fight, defend himself and stuff. And so he gets into a scrum here and there. All right, he's not like one of those guys. There's always someone you know that's like, oh, hey, I've been taking martial arts. Watch, let me show you. Now, come at me. Here, hold this knife and come at me. And I come at him. He's like, oh my God, no, come at me like this. It's like, who attacks you like this? I'm coming at you like this. I'll kill you. And he's like, oh my God. Good martial arts. How fast can you run? Issue number 8. So, the Mist has a daughter called Missy Mist. And she's evil to the core. She ends up, this is where the story gets crazy. Issue number 9. She ends up drugging Jack and doing the devil's business against his will because he's unconscious. And she gets pregnant with his baby. Oh yeah, this is a soap opera. Issue number 10. He fights Grundy. All right, Solomon Grundy is awesome. And this is issue number 10. Rigor Mortis is in the kitchen again. Which brings me, class. Hey, Shannon, Rod, did you like detention? That's right. No talking in class. Guys, let's pay attention. Where's Rigor Mortis? Yes, easy. Oh, he's still at lunch. He's in the cafeteria? Beckerman, can you go get Rigor Mortis? Issue number 11. All dogs go to heaven. All right. Now, this is great. He actually fights Ragman. Our Man's in this. The JSA. I got to show you some of this. So we got to... Issue number 11. This is all great stuff. I mean, look what we're dealing with. This is like heaven. Heaven. Oh, Dr. Midnight. Dr. Midnight. I mean, they're all just hanging out. This is the old Ted Knight. They have flashbacks all the time. They take you right back there. They're all hanging out. They're like, hey, how you doing? Hey, who brought the keg? I don't know. There's Dr. Fate. And look at Ted Knight back in the day. So Ted Knight, it comes to find out through this storyline, that in the past, like in my Brave and Bold back there, on my storyboard, he teams up with Black Canary a lot, okay? Ted Knight, back in the day, the original Black Canary. And come to find out, now they have it go into a great story with our man. He's like, he takes his pill, and they have a clock timing down like they usually do. He's like, all right, I'm going to kick these guys' butts for 30 minutes. Then I'm going to go down here. I still have 10 minutes. And he just clears house. Look at our man. Huh? So, and there's just the JSA. There's Starman just crushing it, him and Alan Scott. So, this series is full of greatness. There's Missy Mist, all right? And, so, Grundy and Mikhail are living at Jack's house. They're like roommates. Because Grundy is a friendly Grundy. He's like a baby. He's very docile. And I'll show you how they draw him. There's Mikhail, the Starman. They're out in the garden talking to butterflies. That's Grundy with the long hair too. They're just frolicking in the garden. This story's great, right? And they're all friends. They're all playing pool and stuff. I love it. Do yourself a favor and get this stuff. And this is annual number 1, all right? And there's another Starman that comes into the storyline called Prince Gavin Starman, who was created by Ditko and Paul Levitz, and he lives on Throne World, all right? I'll show you a picture. Where is he? This guy right here. This guy right here, all right? He was in Adventure Comics created by Ditko and Paul Levitz. So Throne World, it's another planet, and it's his sister. Is going to be queen. On this planet, they make this the female queen, and she has a brother. So they have to kill the brother. That's what they say in Adventure Comics in the origin story. So they shoot him out into space with he's just naked in space, and then this alien apparition comes and saves him and turns him into Starman, Prince Gavin Starman. All right? This is annual number 1. All right, that guy there, that's Mytor or something like that. And he gives him a staff, teaches him how to be... this is where you first get introduced to Prince Gavin Starman. He's got gauntlets. He's got star power, baby. And that's his sister. She's like, you're still alive. I thought they killed you. He's like, yeah. Thanks for nothing. And they're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. So they pick up with this Starman later on in the later issues. And, right? All right. Now, issue number 13, I'll rip out your spleen. All right? Now, there's an old... has to do with the underworld back in the DC time. That was a little event where the devil comes and gives people powers. You know, it's like making a deal with the devil. That's Dr. Phosphorus. He gets super powered up by the devil, and he's going after his old enemy, Ted Knight. And Ted Knight's old. He's old! Issue number 14. All right? Those are the O'Dares. Now, Matt O'Dare, right there, he, in a past life, was Scalp Hunter. Awesome. I'll show you! Scalp Hunter is a series I went over when I was a young Higgy. That was like one of my first videos. Brian Savage is his name, Scalp Hunter. And so they introduce you to the 3 cops in this family, the O'Dares. There's 3 people, and they protect Opal City. One brother's really bad. And then there's Matt. He struggles, but he's cool. See, that's his mystic guardian angel. Scalp Hunter. Issue number 15. There's Mikhail. And so Mikhail and Grundy get kidnapped. All right, and Jack can't find them. Issue number 16. There's Missy Mist. That's where she drugs Jack, and Jack wakes up naked with his pants on backwards. He's like, hey, did I see Bill Cosby last night? Issue number 17, Beyond Sins. All right? So Jack has a girlfriend. He meets a girl. And he says her name is Sadie. They get along, they start hanging out. It turns out it's the Starman I went over the other day, Will Payton's sister. We'll get into that, too. All right, this is a story of Starman. It's a throwback story when he's in the JSA fighting the Mist. It's great. Issue number 19. Okay, now, this is where he has dreams and he talks to David. David comes into his dream and he's a pirate, David, right? But it's so good. It's a tearjerker. See, Jack wakes up on a beach. He's like, what the heck? It's all black and white because it's a dream, right? He's like, what the hell? And sees a ship coming in the distance. He's talking to this pirate. The guy's all crusty. He's like, yeah, yar, yar. And it turns out he's like, hey, gotcha. It's me, David. And Jack's like, oh my God. And they hug. Gives him a noogie. You little rascal, right? And they're talking about Dad, Ted, you know. They're all going back and forth, talking about life and the family and how is it being Starman. He's like, I don't know. I shouldn't be Starman. I'm not a good Starman. And they go on. And he goes, this is on Jack's birthday that he has this dream. And David goes, listen, I got a surprise for you. He goes, what? He goes, look. And he's like, what? He goes, oh my God. He goes, Mom. David brought his mom, who's been dead for a long time, in his dream. And Jack starts crying. And I got a little weepy eye too. Issue number 20. All right? They introduce Sandman, Wesley Dodds. Oh, he's all old. He's like, yeah. Wesley Dodds is like, where's my pill bottle? But he's got a cane. You know, Wesley's all old. And look at him. I'll show you a picture real quick. I mean, everyone comes out of the woodwork. That's Wesley Dodds. They're having a spot of tea, right? But Wesley Dodds does save Jack's butt. See, Jack is hanging out, and they're solving crime and mysteries and stuff. And there's Wesley Dodds. He straps it on. He straps on the mask, the gas gun, right? It's great! Do you guys believe me? Issue number 22, Sand and Stars. This is a Sandman story still going on. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, Snake Plissken. Yeah, we gotta escape from New York. And there's Wesley. All right, but it's great. It is good. Such a good story. Such a good story, right? Look at him. Remember Kingpin? Funny movie. All right, issue number 23, Sand and Stars. They wrap it up right here. And, oh yeah, Starman, annual number 2, all right? Now, this is where they show, this is great. And they find Will Payton at the end this, right? Okay, look. This is where they show Ted Knight and Black Canary teaming up. And this is where Ted Knight tells Jack, he goes, listen, I had to make a choice because I was cheating on your mom with Black Canary. And Ted's like, what? Jack was like, what? What are you saying? He's like, yeah. He goes, I'm sorry. He goes, I didn't want to do that to your mother, so I had to make a choice. Black Canary could have been your mom. So, we get into it. That's the original Black Canary and Ted Knight going on adventures. Fighting the mist. So now when you go back nowadays and you read the old Brave and Bold, it shines a different light on it. You're like, no wonder they teamed up. Well, look at this. Isn't it great? They're kicking butt and taking names. And look at them going, smoochy, smoochy. That's a no-no. Ted, you're a married man. And this is where Jack gets hurt and he's in the hospital. And that's where his girlfriend comes up and says, listen, my name's not Sadie. My brother was Will Payton, the Starman before you. And that's why I'm with you. I want you to find him. Boom! That's annual number 2. Issue number 24. Demon Quest, part 1 of 3. 25. There's the shade again. Future so bright, I gotta wear shades. Issue number 26, Demon Quest. That's a Scalp Hunter is fully on in this one. They show Scalp Hunter big time in this. So me and Hawkwoman, we are going away for our anniversary. She won a trip through her work. I'm going on a cruise. Issue number 27. Oh, this is a good Christmas cover. A good Christmas story. Jack brings an old Santa Claus home, and they celebrate Christmas. Yes. And the Santa Claus's name was Pete. And issue number 28, Super Freaks and Backstabbers. This is a story of Mikhail Thomas's origin story. Well, it's not his origin. It shows him on Earth when back in the day, in the early 70s, late 60s. He's in a discotheque. And he's doing drugs and he's like, hey, staying alive. Oh, you'll Stephanie. And then one of the other aliens comes up and meets him in the bar and they battle it out, right? And they beat each other up, but Mikhail ends up killing him. He breaks his neck. Yep. Oh, yeah. It's a big old disco fight on the dance floor. Issue number 29. Join the revolution. There's Grundy, right? And they're fighting the Royal Flush Gang, and John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, is in here, the Marshmallow Hunter, right, Shannon? Shannon, you're doing good. No talking, no passing notes. Where's Rigor Mortis? Here you are. Come on in, sit down, have a seat, son. You're late. I remember in the cafeteria at high school. Whew. I used to, the teachers used to come in and sit down at the same table every day, right? So I used to, before lunch, I used to sneak into the cafeteria, and on their table, I kinked in the legs of their table so it was like a hair trigger. If you breathed on it, it would collapse. So when we all sit down and we're in lunch, we're waiting, we're all looking, and then the teachers come out, and the teacher sits down, he drops his tray on the table, he goes, whoosh, it all falls down, and I was laughing and laughing, I was, oh, and everyone was like, ooh, and they all looked over at me, I was like, oh, hey, issue number 30, they introduced this guy, He's a ghost. He's a black pirate. He's called Black Pirate, and he actually turns into a hero and helps protect Opal City. Issue number 31, Infernal Device, part 2 of 4, the same storyline. See, back in the day in Opal City, he was a pirate that came into port, and a big injustice was done to him, and so he's like a vengeance ghost, but he turns good. All right, Copperhead, the villain Copperhead, is in this. Issue number 32, Grundy. And in this one, it's very sad. Grundy saves everybody by sacrificing himself. All right. Everyone is underneath a building that's collapsing. And Grundy's like, "Me got you, Jack Star." He calls him Jack Star. "And tell Ted Star I love him," right? And Jack's like, "No, don't do it," right? And then he's like, "I gotta do it. You just run, go, right?" And then, and Ted's like, Jack's like, "Hey, don't you owe me $5, Grundy?" No, and he's like, so then he's like, I just run and go." And then Jack's like, "No!" And then, ba-boom. And then we turn into, the next story is with Alan Scott, Batman, and, Woodrow, the Living Tree. There's a great crossover with Hellboy, Batman, and Starman. I went over that one time. You guys, it's fantastic. Issue number 33, Dark Knights. All right, Jack Knight is with Alan Scott and Dr. Woodrow, and they go to find Grundy. All right, they ask Dr. Woodrow to help them find Grundy, and there's Alan Scott. "Hey, how are you?" And they introduce him to Woodrow. They go to his lab, right? Batman's with him. He's like, "I'm Batman." And there's Dr. Woodrow and his, right? So now they're telling him about Grundy. Grundy he's actually a plant swamp-based creature, Grundy. So that's why they go to Woodrow. And they go to Woodrow, they're flying there, right? And Woodrow's like this. He says that he gets some sort of super pot, like seed spore thing, and he says, "Everyone eat this." They all eat it. Batman, Jack, Alan, and Woodrow, and they go under. Boom, woo! And what happens is they end up in a parallel realm, right? And there's a bunch of Grundys there. The thing is, every time Grundy's reincarnated, you could have any Grundy. They just so happened to have the reincarnated Grundy that was happy and nice. Look at all the Grundys there in the swamp. And some of them are just psychotic and evil, right? So now they're surrounded by Grundys. And they're like, "Run!" Issue number 34, all right? They actually meet Alec Holland, the Man, before he became Swamp Thing when they're on the other side. And so they're looking for Grundy. They find out that you never know what Grundy you're going to get, so they just let it be. Issue number 34, War in the Mind of Solomon Grundy. So good. Look, I'm Batman. Oh, so listen. So one time I did go on a cruise, this was on my honeymoon, 19 years ago. Listen to this story. So the ship comes to shore in like Jamaica. We get out. They're like, "Hey man, you found out what?" Everyone wants my money. They're like, "Hey, money, you gotta what?" I was like a human wallet. I was running for my life. I was like, "No!" Right. So we go to this place called Dunn's River Falls. It's a big waterfall, and they get all us idiots. We're all tourists, and they're like, "Okay, man, everybody, the person in front of you, hold their hand. Everyone hold hands. Be a chain, a human chain." So my wife grabs someone's hand. And then I grab her one hand, and now I reach back to grab this guy's hand. Always me. The guy reaches out. He has a stub. He has a nub. I'm holding on to the guy's nub. I was like, "Is this going to work? Get a hand." All right. Issue number 35. All right. Now, Captain Marvel comes into the scene, right? And there's a blue Superman. The blue Superman was back then. Awesome. All right, I got 2 copies of 35. Let's see what we got here. All right. Issue number 36. Now there is Will Payton. I went over him the other day. Okay? It talks about him in the past. It's everything we went over, but done by Tony Harris. That's him. That's the Starman we went over the other day. I mean, I know it was a little boring, but hey, you got to start somewhere. When he fought Black Bolt, right? And he met the Justice Leaguers. Great stuff. And it's funny, they go to a diner, and it's the Scalp Hunter diner. See the Indian? That's when he fought the big balloon guy. I mean, the guy's a giant balloon. Why don't you just make him into a giant balloon animal? Oh, look, a poodle. All right. And so, what ended up happening to Will Payton in the comics, Eclipso ended up killing him. That's what they led you to believe. Issue number... whatever. Okay, this is the best. This is the best. He has another dream. He goes back in time, and all the JSAers are sitting at a table having dinner, and they're telling him about his father and how it is to be a hero. He walks into this restaurant. They're like, oh, dude. And look at all the JSAers sitting there. Look at them all. Our Man. The original Adam. There's Zatara right there. That's Zatara. Right there. That's Zatanna's father. The Wizard. It's so good. Right? And then Ted Knight walks in. He's like, hey, guys. What? No, that's David. David's like, this is my brother. And they start talking about being a hero and all the adventures they've been on. Adam starts talking. And there's Dr. Midnight. Dr. Midnight! And there's Dr. Midnight. Yes! Guys, isn't it great? Then there's Zatara. Egad, man. Hello! Easy! No talking! And there's Black Canary. And Ted. And then Our Man is like, yes. When he tells his story, it's great. Then there is Mr. Terrific, the original Mr. Terrific, Terry Sloan. And then there's Red B, right? Red B's like, everyone's like, why are you so angry? Because he goes, because I've never even been asked to be on the JSA or this the Freedom Fighters or the Seven Soldiers of Victory. I could have been the 8th Soldier of Victory. They're like, oh, don't, dude, you're the best. And they all toast to Jack. To Jack. Boom! Issue number 38, Close the Gate. He has the baby. She has the baby. That's the Mist. All right? Now you meet the Justice League back in the day. There's Mr. Amazing, Firestorm. There's Blue Devil, the Crimson Fox. This is Justice League Europe he meets. They're in France. Let me show you. Blue Devil, Amazing Man, Firestorm, and Crimson Fox. Let me show you Crimson Fox in case you forgot who she is. That's her right there. Standing up. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. And so there's a big storyline with the Bullet Man. This is a story back in the early 50s they show. And it's awesome. And Shazam's in it. Captain Marvel. Jerry Ordway. If you go to the Power of Shazam series, it's also, that storyline's in there. And Jerry Ordway writes it, draws it. This story's still continuing. Issue number 41. Issue number 42, Science and Sorcery, 1944, The Demon. He meets Demon, the Etrigan the Demon. And the JLA, there's the Blue Superman. Issue number 43. Issue number 44, The Phantom Lady. Guys, the best cameo in this is Ralph Digby, the Elongated Man. Journey to the Stars. All right, now, they're going to space to find Will Payton, and Ted Knight just so happens to have a spaceship. This is the spaceship. Isn't it great? So Mikhail Thomas, that Starman, goes with Jack Knight up to space. Here's 46. It's 46. And here's 47. Here's 48. Stars, my destination, a blue world. All right? Now, when he's on this spaceship, he has a hologram version of his father, Ted, to accompany him and tell him how to use the spaceship and stuff. And he meets Orion and Big Barda. It's awesome. And Black Condor, it first shows up for the first time in this. I'll show you. So they launch off. Him and Mikhail. They're like, whoa! They're gone. Look at them all. Isn't it great? That's the hologram version of his father. He gets to talk to him, have conversations. There's Orion. Hey, how are you? But his problem was, Jack's problem was like, who's going to watch Opal City when I'm gone, right? And they're like, Black Condor's like, I got it. And the O'Dares, the cops are like, I got it. And Ralph Digby's like, I got it. So they finally land on the first planet. And who do they meet? The Swamp Thing. It's a big swampy planet. Cool stuff. Now, Stars my destination. Now, it's great. It's great. 50, Lightning the Way. All right. This is where they meet the Legion of Superheroes. He meets Starboy. All right. And in this story, they go to Krypton, and Krypton takes them captive. But Jor-El knows that they're good, so Jor-El goes against the Kryptonian government and frees them. And so they get to escape. But Jack, before they leave, Jack tells them about Earth. And that's how Jor-El knows that Earth has a yellow sun and it's a great place to live. So that's why Superman got sent to Earth, because of Starman. Did you know that? Issue number 51. There he is, Jor-El. Ring my Jor-El! Ring my Jor-El! Adam Strange. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, yeah. Come on, strap it up. Oh, yeah. Adam Strange. And Stranger Still. This is issue number 53. I could even show you a little Thanagarian Hawkman. That's right. Everybody's in it. Look at them. Look at the Hawks. Adam Strange fighting. It's great. All right, now, come on. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Hang in there. Issue number 54, Close the Door. The Scalp Hunter years. Awesome. Taxi Cab Confessions. We got Space Cabbie. Space Rangers in this one. The Tommy Tomorrow and the Planeteers. Oh, you gotta see it. You got to! I'll show you Space Cabbie. Here he is. He was like, you need a lift? It's great. Then Space Cabbie ends up picking up, here's some Planeteers. He picks up Space Ranger. Look at Space Ranger. Yeah. It's great. Look at this stuff. Look at this. Isn't it great? And they're just cruising around with Space Cabbie. And this is Tommy Tomorrow. Tell me tomorrow. All right. Issue number 56, Phantom Lady. She's a Phantom. Now, back in Opal City, this is what they're showing. The Phantom Lady is kicking butt, keeping Opal City safe. Elongated Man, the Black Pirate, everyone. Issue number 57. All right. He's in space, and now he meets up with the Omega Men, and he finally meets Gavin on Throne World. All right. There's Will Payton. He finds Will Payton in a dungeon on Throne World. All right. He finds him. And now that Mikhail's in space, he gets all his powers back. Yes. And so this is what happens to Will Payton. He turns in there. They find him and they're going to free him from the dungeons. And he goes, "I'm not leaving until I save everyone on this planet on Throne World." And he goes, "All right, well, we'll help you." And what happens is he's also that Starman, but he also turns into Prince Gavin. He's both characters. And you're like, how does that happen? I don't know. But Will Payton gets turned into Prince Gavin. All right? Because that guy, Maitor, meets him and gives him the staff. And he says, "Will Payton, you were a Starman, and you're going to be a Starman again." There's Will Payton in the dungeons. All right? And ba-bam, Prince Gavin lives again. And this is a Starman from 1951. Very short-lived. Let me see this one here. Okay. This is issue number 62. Look at him. Let me show you what's going on in Opal City. Look at Black Condor. Kicking butt and taking names. See him? Elongated Man punching people out. So fighting side by side. And they're like, "Hey, you want to do lunch? Sure, let's do lunch." Like Sling Blade. Black Condor doesn't say much. He's like, "Damn near split his head in two." Issue number 63. All right. Adam Strange is back in Opal City, helping too. Doing street level villains. Issue number 64. All right. Dr. Phosphorus is back, and he wants to kill everyone. Issue number 65. There's Adam Strange and the Shade. They're all kicking butt. Issue number 66. This little short guy, he's running a whole crime ring, and Adam Strange and everyone, they're all fighting him. They're all fighting him. Issue number 67. Oh, he's in big trouble. Look at Jack. Issue number 68. There's the Mist. All right. Missy the Mist. Dr. Phosphorus. All right. Man, this is what I used to dream about. This whole series. Like when I was a kid, this is what was in my mind. I'd be sitting in the classroom. I'd be looking out the window. And all of a sudden, in my mind, I'd see Hawkman come fly up to the window like, "Hey, Higgy, come on out. Here, just jump out. I'll grab you." And the teacher would be like, "Mr. Higgins." I'm like, "What?" Issue number 69. This is a fun issue. This is just like a one-off. Let me show you. All the wives and the female heroes get together, and Ted Knight's wife actually puts on the Starman suit. There's Hawkwoman's in it, and there's a female Dr. Fate. It's fun because the JSAers get caught, so they have to be freed. This is back in the day. There's Wonder Woman. She's like, "Oh no, they've been captured." They're like, "What do we do?" "Well, we can handle it." They all get dressed up, right? They're like, "La da dee, la da. Can you get my zipper?" Ba 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 ba. And they go. It's cool. Issue number 70. Now this is the creme de la creme. This is the fight to save Opal City. And what do we got here? All right, 71. There's the mist. It's the final countdown. And this is the sad one. All right. The old Mist he's still alive, and Ted Knight. All right. And what happens is Ted Knight and the old Mist end up dying, sacrificing themselves in the end. And all right, so the Missy the Mist brings the baby, and so Jack's like, I gotta save the baby. All right, there's Ted Knight with the baby. He gets to meet his grandkid, and they're all on top of this building. Okay, so then the building is floating out in space, but so that's the old Mist and Ted Knight. They're like, Urgh! He's like, my daughter's crazy. And Ted's like, I know, we have to do something. So, to save everyone, they blow themselves up. Boom! And there's Jack holding the baby. And Ted Knight, the legend, is dead. Now, this is great. It's sad. All the heroes come and pay their respects to Ted Knight. All right? They all gather. Wildcat, everyone, right? There's Stargirl. All right, she's all young. And there's a big memorial for Starman in Opal City. And everyone gets up there to say a speech. Jay Garrick's up there. He's like, is this thing on? Mm-hmm. Everyone hear the one about the... Alan Scott gets up there. He makes a speech. These speeches are great. You guys got to read it yourselves. And there's the magician's son. There's Mikhail. And this is Will Payton comes back to see his sister. He's like, Will Payton, right? He's like, yeah. She goes, what's going on? I hear you're a different person now too. And he shows her. He goes, Bazoing! He goes, yes, I am also Gavin. She goes, how does this work? He goes, I don't know. And they're happy. And then Jack has to go up and make a speech. And I'll read the speech. Where's my glasses? Here they are. Class, pay attention. Back before when my father and the Justice Society were trapped fighting Asgardian gods, everyone thought they were dead. Everyone but me. I knew my father was still alive. I sensed it somehow. This time, in that same way, I know my father is gone and for good, and I miss him. That's all. Oh, and he'd want me to thank you all for coming. He was polite that way. All right. Issue number 74. They take it back to the Old West with the O'Dares and Scalp Hunter. This is Jack's got the baby, and he talks to Superman. He's like, I'm going to give up a cosmic rod. I'm a father. And Superman's like, you're doing the right thing. And he meets up with Stargirl and gives her the rod. And this is what started my journey into DC Comics again, because Jeff Johns started the JSA run. Thank you, James Robinson. Issue number 76, we're picking up sticks. Issue number 77, we're talking about the 1951 Starman. Issue number 78, this is a great story back in with Our Man and the 1951 Starman. It's so good. 78. 79, and here is 80. There's Jack. He's a proud papa. This is The Blackest Night, 81. All right, and here's an 80-page giant of Starman. So good, you got to get it. And The Mist had a big run off of this series, and so did The Shade. Guys, everyone, great job. Thanks for not falling asleep, rigor mortis. I know you're probably on a sugar high, but you did great. Everyone, you did great. We have diplomas. That's right. We have diplomas for all of you, even though, some of you didn't pay attention. So, everyone, come and get your diploma. You're heroes. Starman, Opal City, Starman Academy. Hero diploma. First up, here we go. Easy, here's your diploma. Congratulations, buddy, here you go. Everyone single file. That's right. All right. Guys, it's been real. But great series. You got to get it. So good. And me, I love living in the past, I love it. I love those throwbacks, golden age stories, golden age heroes. Sometimes I tell people, why are you living in the past? Like the other day, I ran someone over with the work truck, and the guy's on the ground crying. I said, the boss came out. I said, listen, dude. That happened a minute ago. Stop living in the past. Get up. God, people. Guys, thanks for joining me. You are the best. Now, this weekend, I'm going to show you some. We're back at it, baby. No more learning. I had enough. Woo! If you count your nipples and they add up to 3, come hang with Beckerman and me. You have to put down the tube of glue. Try not to step in the Incredible Hulk's 2-foot poo. We tore through this box of Starman. We tore it apart. Get out there and read those comics, 'cause they make you smart. Read your comics. They make you smart.